What's happening, Wargamers? Welcome to the After Action Report. Wild game just going on there. Dice were flying everywhere. People got lucky breaks left, right, and center. I had a couple moments that I thought were kind of key moments, but I'm going to ask you first, Alex. What did you think were some kind of key moments for you in this game?
I think that the big two things that jump out of me are Star-Lord simply refusing to leave the board when he was way past due to do so, and She-Hulk absolutely tanking 10 damage there. That was rough.
I think those were two really big things. So here's actually a little bit of an irony. If I had actually been smarter with Captain Marvel in my last round, I could have actually positioned her. Oh, wait, no, never mind. She was fine. Nick should have been actually better positioned. If I had taken that point,
that would have been game.
I could have actually, well, it would have been game the second you KO someone.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, this was a really interesting game because I think you're absolutely right. I think those 2 points were massive. Star-Lord just taking everything I was throwing at him in that one round and not going down. And yeah, like you just pummeled Jen like a beast. Like 10 damage from that.
Damage is absurd. And taking power away while doing that.
Taking power away didn't matter.
But it was just icing on the cake.
It was. And that was a big pivotal moment because what it basically meant is that she didn't really have a lot of power to do a lot of things in her next round or her next activation. Like instead of being able to like do a superior weight training and a defense rest and like really just kind of go in and dummy someone. I mean, all I got was a sensational uppercut in there. And I think I got the power to throw as well afterwards, but it wasn't really enough.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a massive, massive thing there. Was not expecting for She-Hulk to go down that early in the game. That was rough.
It was a big turning point.
It was huge. I will say Ghost Rider, like Cosmic Ghost Rider, for all the hubbub going around. I will acknowledge he is a tough, problematic character.
He is.
I feel like I was able to weather him.
Oh yeah, he's very swingy. The dice agree with him, the dice don't.
Mm-hmm.
There can be turns where there were a few points in the game where he was just sitting there with 2 power, not really doing anything.
And I think that's part of the story right there. Like it took him a couple turns to ramp up, but once he started getting going,
once he got going, yeah.
Yeah, and that was the thing. Like I made a conscious decision to kind of ignore him and not really put damage into him, not give him extra power.
Yeah.
That might have been a mistake. Maybe I should have just kind of tried to zerg him down a little bit, but
I don't think it was a mistake. I didn't wind up using Galaxy's Greatest, and putting Galaxy's Greatest on him is
obnoxious.
Obnoxious.
Yeah, very obnoxious. But I will say this, like, I mean, I did a good clip into you. I mean, I took Ghost Rider out twice almost.
Almost, yeah. three card sides on Ghost Rider went
just went to town on him on that particular front. Actually, you know what another big turning point was? When I went into Star-Lord, Gordon's like, yeah, Fury's not going to kill Star-Lord.
Oh, and then
then like 8 damage. What's this? That was actually bad because I gave priority up.
Yeah, it was the weirdest thing where he just failed upwards there.
Yeah, and losing priority was huge because that allowed you to go into Gen early.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, that might have been a weird moment where the dice kind of said, no, we're doing it this way. And after that, it's like, well, I'm doing an uphill battle to recover from this. And it gave you a nice chunk of momentum there, and you were really able to capitalize on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you played a good cagey game with Star-Lord. You didn't get too aggressive with that. Ghost Rider got a lot of work done for you.
Ghost Rider did fantastic. Yeah. I love him in Guardians. I know that he often gets replaced with Cosmic Ghost Rider, especially very recently, but I still think he has a lot of play in Guardians.
Oh, absolutely.
He can still get work done. And 19th threat, going 5 wide with both Ghost Riders, like he can still gain a ton of power, and you can still go remarkably tall.
For sure. Actually, so that's something I want to chat about as well, because like when we got all this and we threw down 19th threat, I noticed I had a very significant hole in my list, and that I only have 2 3-threat characters.
Yeah.
In my roster, one of which was Human Torch.
And he's not quite so good against.
I mean, So here's the thing. I anticipated Cosmic Ghost Rider and Beta Ray Bill, but both are still immune to Incinerate, and he was just going to Fulton them. I guess I could have used him to like really go to town against like Groot and Rocket and all that sort of stuff. But so as a result, I built a team that I felt was really a lot punchier. I think I probably should have gone with Tony's leadership in this match.
I agree. I think that Fury's leadership did get you a ton of extra points.
Got me 2 extra points.
2 extra points is still pretty big. You know, 2 points going from 13 to 15 is It's a big difference.
It is. But I think in this particular matchup, unfortunately, because I was tied or ahead for at least 3 rounds,
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it meant that I wasn't getting as many points as I normally do.
I think weirdly it's another consideration for Cosmic Ghost Rider, the fact that I have 6 threat not scoring for a considerable amount of the game.
Yeah. Now, I don't think that's as big a downside as AMG wants us to believe it is.
No, I certainly don't think it is, but I think it's a neat interaction with Fury's leadership that really opens up Iron Man to be a little bit more of a flexible choice.
At the same time, though, like I figured, okay, CGR is going to be killing some guys regularly. I should be able to score some points from round 2 on. Didn't happen. It wasn't until round 4, I think, that I started scoring my first point, which was kind of bonkers there.
Yeah, leaving the back point unscored for a little bit was.
And that's the other part of the story, right? Like if I had scored that point early on, I actually didn't have Nick on it when I could have.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually did kind of shoot myself in the foot a little bit. I actually could have.
I think honestly that might have changed the game significantly.
It might have. Now, granted, I think I was supposed to lose on round 5, to be honest.
Yeah, Cosmic Ghost Rider decided that this game was going an extra round.
Yeah. That was weird. Like failing to take down Tony, failing to take out Nick. It's like, well, that was, or no, it wasn't. It was Carol.
He went to Carol. Yeah,
it was just like, well, that's how things go down.
Mm-hmm.
That was totally unexpected. Yeah, there was a couple times I would have liked my defense rolls to show up a little bit better. I think there was like 2 or 3 times where I rolled defense and it's just like, well, that's just a bunch of damage coming into me. But it's a dice game, right? That
it's
happens.
a dice game. Yeah.
Yeah. No, your team went rather well. It was one of those things where I made you eat Rocket really fast.
Yes.
Which I was kind of pleased about.
It took down Deadly Duo before it got to see much play.
Yeah. And all in all, like it was, it was a good game. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm still playing around with the Shield roster. I like kind of where it's going at the moment, and I would have liked my Stark Armory turn to be a little stronger.
Yes, that was a little bit of a.
I feel like at least 2 of the attacks on Stark Armory just kind of whiffed and didn't.
Iron Man really didn't take advantage of his own Stark Armory there, and it was real unfortunate.
Yeah, because that was the one I went into. I can't remember who I went into, but
one
I think
of the Ghost Riders.
Yeah, and I think he just kind of like whiffed and didn't really do a whole lot of damage, and that was really unfortunate. But I mean, there's only so much you can do in that particular case, and I maybe should have waited around to do Stark Armory next round, because then my Shield agents would have been able to take advantage of it as well. And
well, they were in range to do so.
They did, but I had to spend a lot of power for it.
That's true.
Which meant that I wasn't reducing damage on Tony as well. And it also meant I didn't have power for Jarvis.
Mm-hmm.
And that was kind of the other catch. So, but I mean, it's live and learn. I'm still kind of getting used to Invincible Iron Man in this particular thing. But yeah, but all in all, Alex, that was a great game. Had a lot of fun with it.
Fantastic game.
I think your moment where Star-Lord just plucky attitude to survival was just obnoxious beyond belief.
If I can pick one moment that changed the game, it's pluckying into 4 successes.
That was huge. That was huge because I would have taken him off. I wouldn't have had to spend extra action. But no, that was a huge, great moment right there. There. That's one of those cheer-worthy moments. But yeah, so there we go. It is a Guardians of the Galaxy victory, even though I scored the moral victory and won by points.
You won on points.
I won by following the rules of the game. But yeah, so great game, Alex. Hopefully we'll have you back on sometime in the future.
Oh, absolutely.
And, for everyone else, leave your comments below, and we'll see you next time. Happy wargaming.